Yo, what's up? I don't know, practice. Yo, what's up, man? It's your boy, Mr. Infused, man. We back with another one of your Infused reviews. Yo, man, we in a basement.
I done seen a lot of shit.
We trying to set it up. We got things moving and grooving and moving and moving. I'm over here, I'm over there, I'm made with. So you don't see me here, just look around, you're gonna find me. We're gonna jump right into these videos. We're gonna jump back into this. Yo, we on Sasquatch today. Now, this is a little closer to me. A lot of scenes and things.
I'm the kitchen with the vision on the stove, blowing smoke. Like fuck it, this the life.
No, we still checking it out. We still looking at the thing. Let's just get into these videos, man. They've been too long. Yo. Let's go.
And she be cool for probably just about a week.
Hey, where I go, y'all don't even go. So I ain't worry about what I did, man. Let's go, man. Let's start this.
And in every one, the footage gets harder to explain the longer you watch. From a paddleboarder frozen on the Payette River to investigators who knocked on wood and heard something knock back, these aren't recycled stories. They're first-hand accounts, expedition footage, and reports spanning decades of wilderness encounters across North America. Some end in eye contact, some end in a sprint. All leave the same question.
Hold up.
What?
Shut up. Yo, tap it in the comments if y'all want me to do a video. Now check this out. If y'all want me to do a video of the world's best ghost hunters, cause I realized the most views I got was on ghost hunting. So if y'all freaky motherfuckers, if y'all want to see me do a video with just nothing but the top 25 super ghost hunting activity caught on camera, like in the cops, I'll do it. But look, outside of that, man, look, I'll be moving around doing this and doing that. I got other channels, yo. I'll link them in the description if you want to check me out. I do other stuff. I fish, I hang out, I talk shit, I make videos, I do all types of stuff. I want to start a vlog channel. But look, right now we on Ghosted. So we on Same Squash.
Was watching from the tree line.
Sasquatch it up.
Let's get into it.
Me and him on the same page.
The camera lens captures a flicker of movement near the dense tree line of the remote Uinta mountain range, where a massive, bearded figure with Viking-like facial features suddenly appears, then disappears almost as quickly as it registers on screen. The figure seems to blend into the shadows of the forest, standing motionless with a weight and presence that makes it difficult to judge exactly what is being seen. As the footage is scrutinized frame by frame, the silhouette suggests a stature and build rarely seen in the deep wilderness, raising questions about what exactly was watching from the periphery of a region long associated with Sasquatch reports. Deep within the same rugged terrain, another discovery stops the expedition in its tracks. A complex, deliberate structure, seemingly woven from heavy logs and branches, stands deep in the woods, appearing far too organized to be explained by a simple windfall or natural collapse. While the initial instinct is to attribute such construction to human activity, the sheer scale and the location, far removed from any trail or campsite, leave the investigators wondering who or what could have built it. Upon closer inspection, the grim reality of the site becomes clear. The carcass of a deer lies at the base of the structure, its ribs gnawed and broken in a way the investigators found difficult to explain, adding another unsettling detail to the scene. Silence envelops the remote lake as the researchers attempt to process the scene, but the stillness is interrupted by voices drifting through the trees, indistinct and impossible to place. Despite being miles from any known human settlement or other camping groups, the faint, indistinct sounds echo against the water, leaving the team scanning a shoreline they believed should be empty. Shortly after, the expedition discovers a series of tracks pressed deep into the muddy floodplain. These are not common animal prints. They are enormous, measuring roughly 13 to 14 inches long, with clear evidence of a mid-tarsal ridge, a feature that Bigfoot researchers often point to when identifying unusual bipedal tracks. The investigation into Meek's Cabin Reservoir brings to light a harrowing up-close encounter from years prior. A witness, while fishing at the south end of the lake, came face to face with a massive, dark brown, furry humanoid creature. This being, estimated to be 8 to 9 feet tall, was observed leaping over a solid wood rail fence with effortless agility while clutching a bundle of broken branches against its torso, a display of strength and coordination that stayed with the witness long after the encounter. The witness described a moment of intense eye contact, noting that the creature looked at them with a sense of wariness before vanishing into the dense undergrowth, gone within seconds despite its size. As the team from Rocky Mountain Sasquatch reviews these findings, the pattern of evidence, from the massive tracks to the mysterious bone-strewn structures, begins to suggest a persistent and elusive presence in the Uinta Mountains. These reports, often kept quiet by those who fear ridicule, highlight a recurring phenomenon that continues to challenge our understanding of what inhabits these high-altitude wilderness regions. Whether these encounters represent a single species or something else entirely, the evidence collected in this hot zone continues to draw researchers back to the same unforgiving slopes. So what do you think explains the giant bearded figure captured on camera and the gnawed remains found beneath those strange forest structures? The silence of Sasquatch Provincial Park is broken by a sudden rhythmic thud echoing through the dark timber, a sound too deliberate to be easily dismissed as something simply falling from the trees. Two investigators moving through the thick underbrush stop in their tracks as they realize the sound is not a natural occurrence of the forest. Whatever made the sound, it had gotten their attention. The atmosphere shifts instantly from a routine hike to a state of heightened alert as they notice the perimeter around them feels unnervingly active, almost as if something has noticed their presence. As the investigators delve deeper into the Deer Lake Trail area, they begin testing the environment, intentionally striking trees with wooden branches to see if the forest responds, a common technique among researchers searching for signs of a possible Sasquatch presence. For a moment, there is only the heavy, oppressive stillness of the British Columbia wilderness, the kind of quiet that makes every breath feel loud. However, the situation turns volatile when a response rings out, a definitive heavy strike against a tree, mirroring their own actions and sounding close enough that the investigators immediately question whether they have just heard something answer them. The investigators' reactions are immediate and visceral. Whatever was out there, they no longer felt comfortable staying to find out. The investigation is abandoned as they hurry back toward their vehicle, curiosity replaced by the instinct to get out of the area. This moment of audible interaction raises an obvious question: what actually made that second sound? The investigators later point out that, to them, it didn't sound like ordinary falling debris or the movement they would expect from local wildlife. But without seeing what produced it, there was no way to know for certain what had answered their knock. Returning the following day, the pair attempts to document the site where they had been camping, retracing their steps in daylight to make sense of what happened the night before. While reviewing their experience, the suggestion is made that they were not alone during the night, describing the feeling of being surrounded while they slept in the car.
Oh wait, what the is that? Dude, it hit back. It hit back. Yeah, it hit back. Let's go again. It hit back.
Pause real quick. Hey yo, I don't know if y'all was just watching me. Yo, I was just with my mom. I be thinking of some crazy shit. It had nothing to do with this video. I'm not gonna go ahead, but alright, look. You ever real quick? You ever go through Facebook, right? And watch this. I'm gonna walk into something real. This is gonna be real easy. Y'all gonna understand. You ever go through Facebook, right? And you see somebody's comment. No. You don't even see nobody's comment. You see somebody's lifestyle, and then they doing something, right? And the thing that they're doing, you realize that you said a post about a week or two ago that said whatever they was doing was court. Then they see the post and then they read it and they think you talking to them, and now they thinking like shit be getting so goofy. It's like, oh, I don't even scroll Facebook. I just go in there and see what I'm doing. Cause I'm doing so much. I don't do that. I don't. It's not that I don't care what y'all doing. I'm tunnel vision. I'm trying to put the shit for y'all to. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Y'all scroll. I put shit there for y'all to scroll. I don't look at you, cuz. I don't look at you, girl. I don't look at you, boy. Enemies. I don't see y'all. When I'm talking, I'm just talking what's on my mind. If the shoe fit, don't wear it. Put it back. If it ain't for you, put it back. That's what they used to say when we was shopping. And I'll grab something that wasn't. I used to go shop with my boys. We was getting that bread, all of that. They'll get all of the cool shit. I'll grab something. They be like, put it back. They in the background. They be like, put it back. I didn't give a fuck. I didn't want to look like you nerds. I wanted to look different. But look, if the shoe fits and you don't want to wear it, put it back. I'm not talking to you. I said, get back in the video.
Yo, holy shit, it's hitting back, bro. No, holy shit, we gotta go, bro. Dude, what is that? Go!
Boxed in on all sides by something they couldn't see but could sense circling. The footage transitions into a tense, final sequence where, under the dim light, a shape is perceived in the brush for only a moment before disappearing, leaving the investigators unsure of exactly what they saw. The analysis of this encounter centers on the intelligence behind the wood-knocking behavior. For Bigfoot researchers, wood knocking has been reported in other alleged Sasquatch encounters and is sometimes interpreted as a possible form of communication or territorial behavior. The fact that the forest hit back against the investigators provides a chilling mystery, raising the possibility that the response was intentional rather than simply a coincidence. While the visual evidence remains obscured by the limitations of handheld night vision recording,
Listen, man, we ain't gonna do this. Y'all know me, I'll pull off.
Deep in the ravine, the silence of the Cascade Mountains is abruptly shattered. Something large moves through the brush, accompanied by the distinct sound of heavy boulders crashing down the incline. The kind of noise that makes it clear whatever is moving is neither small nor particularly concerned about being heard.
I don't know what it is down here in the ravine. Sounds pretty big.
The only thing about Bigfoot videos is 80% of the video is
Alex Petikov, filming near a remote logging road outside Packwood, Washington, remains motionless as the rhythmic snapping of sticks and heavy, deliberate movements echo through the darkness of the ravine, each footfall seeming to carry with a weight that travels through the trees.
A lot of movement in here, down in here, I've been scared. Hear the woodpecker there.
Its size suggested only by the sheer volume of the impact and the aggressive nature of the movement through the dense undergrowth, close enough to hear, but far.
Alright, time out. We are going to leave, but I want to give you an understanding of where I had in mind to go today. Alright, because it's not so much Bigfoot or Sasquatch or Yeti or whatever you want to call it. It's more about interdimension beings and interdimension travel. Alright, so what I'm trying to get to is a Bigfoot is an entity that makes up a phenomenon. Alright, he's not. It's just not subjugated to him. He's just part of a subject. And this guy right here is making the subject suck. So what I'm really interested in finding is interdimensional beings that's just not centered around aliens. Because all these things have a connection. And I think that this demon thing that everybody was like eyes is on now, it's not Halloween, demon. It's like an interdimensional being. interdimensional beings that we can't understand, like everything else. All right, so let me see. Interdimensional beings. I put beings. It's gonna work. Cause look, this is we. I think we gotta understand what we're trying to understand before we understand anything. And most of us keep looking at everything like everything is everything, and it's not doing it. It's not. It don't seem to be the case right now. And what I'm trying to arrive to is what I'm trying to arrive is the same thing that's in the woods. It's the same thing that's in your crib. So people people going to the woods to go find this shit. It could be the same thing that's making your cupboards open and close and turning your TV on and off. That can be Sasquatch. Like, you understand? It's the same.
In this episode, Joe Rogan and JD Vance explore the possibility that some of the beings we now call aliens may be the same kind of supernatural entities ancient cultures once described as angels and demons.
You said something that I thought was very odd. Okay. You said that you thought that they were demons.
Hey, yo, JD Vance.
Okay, I did say that.
What did you mean by that?
Well, first of all, they're not just in Christianity, but in a number of world religions.
Oh, y'all that's in the politics. They're giving the politics. Hey, y'all hate Donald Trump? Alright, cool. Check my boy out, though. He ain't got nothing to do with Trump. He a cool dude. He from the slums. Like, he was going to school stealing people's clothes out of their locker broke. Like, he was broke. Like, we was broke. Borrowing sugar from the neighbors, all of that. Like, he's really from the hood. So, like, on a political scale, I don't know why he don't get more attention, yo. Shout out to JD Vance, yo. He dope. Yeah, he dope, man. I rock with him.
There are a number of, like, mystical things that happened, extra dimensional, like I'm not one of these people who's like a hyper rationalist. Like I think that there are things happening in the world that we're not always seeing. I believe in God. I think that there is a kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Not extra real. Supernatural. There are supernatural things that are happening. Okay. So if you look historically at things that are similar to the alien phenomenon, where some like strange being, it kind of looks like a human being but doesn't look like, but it's not human, and it shows a particular interest in human beings, and then it takes the human beings and does weird experiments on them. I think my argument is that's either bullshit, right? You're either talking to a crazy person, which I don't like. I'm not saying just because I believe in the supernatural doesn't mean I believe in everything supernatural. But if we're talking about an extraterrestrial being that is human-like but not human, that contains effectively infinite powers and is torturing human beings, you can call it an alien if you want, but I think there's a lot of historical precedent to call that a demon.
Well, a lot of these stories and these accounts.
We have one here on the
demonic
coaster.
Alien. Yeah, that's the mothership logo. A lot of these accounts are not of people being tortured. They're people that are being exposed to information, like the Travis Walton story is a very famous case from the 1970s.
I'm going to read about it on the way back, though.
It's this guy right here. I got a Travis Walton bobblehead. He's one of the most famous UFO abduction stories.
Okay.
There's a movie with D.B. Cooper in
And what is the information that they gave Travis Walton?
Was D.B. Cooper DB Sweeney. DB Cooper was the guy who stole the money and jumped out of the plane. Fire in the Sky. There's a movie.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I remember this movie. I don't think I ever saw it, though.
1993. Good movie, but sensational. And Travis Walton says they made a bunch of shit up, and that's not what happened. But
yeah,
the story was that he was a logger in Arizona, and he was leaving a job. They were all together in a truck, and these loggers saw this light land in this forest, and they went to go investigate. He jumps out of the truck and he gets close to it, and he's hit by some beam of light and knocked to the ground. They take off, and then they realize, like, we've got to go back. We don't know what's going on. Like, they turn around. They go back to get him. They're freaked out and panicked. They go back to get him. He's gone. The police interview them. They think that they killed him. There's an investigation. 5 days later, he shows up. Wearing the same clothes, and he has this crazy story. And he had been in this spaceship for 5 days, is what he said, and that they had fixed him, they healed him, and then they had communicated with him telepathically, and he had this very bizarre encounter with these beings that aren't from here. Or if they are from here, they're very different than us.
Yeah, I want to watch this.
So I guess my response to that would be extra powerful beings, in this case communicating telepathically, helping people. Sounds like an angel. So I guess let me make the Steel Man version of my argument. It's that, my dog, there's no real difference between me and God to my dog. I can literally walk into a room and turn the light on. I can make food appear instantaneously.
Right.
I can transport myself across time and space very, very rapidly. If you're a human being with intelligence, but not supernatural intelligence, I guess my point is, again, this could all be bullshit. This could all be fake. That's a possibility. But if it's real, is there really a meaningful difference between an angel or a demon and a space alien with super technology? To our perception, they would largely just look like the same thing.
I think we're capable of nuance. We're capable of understanding that human beings are far more complex and evolved than chimpanzees. And we could imagine a world where if we don't blow ourselves up, and there's not a nuclear bomb, and we don't get hit by an asteroid, if we live another 1,000,000 years, that we would have technology that's indistinguishable from magic. Right?
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. And then we could show up on another planet.
Demons. It just means they're hyper-evolved, advanced civilizations from somewhere else.
All right, for those who watch, if y'all watch reviews and interaction videos, and y'all get mad, like, yo, why y'all keep stopping the video? No, we have to stop the video and talk. We can't just make a video and just show you somebody else's video. We're not allowed. So we gotta comment on it, but that's what you're here to watch. You're here to watch the review of it. So what I'm trying to say is this. J.D. Vance was talking about there's no difference between us and God, and then your dog and you and his understanding of God. And look, what got me on this whole thing is fish. It's in there. If you look at a fish and look at their eyes, man, like they're so big. So when you pull a fish out of the water, right? Now check this out. Fish is swimming. Minding his business. He sees something, I don't know, like food. Boom. Yo, he goes and bites a piece of food and his whole life changes. He's taken out of his reality. He's sucked up in the air. Like when a fish jump out of the air, that's like us going on an airplane. No, we pull him out of the water onto land. So now he's like, what the fuck is going on? So when you pull the worm out, like, his eyes is looking like, yo, dog, like what the? He can't talk our language, so he's doing this. He's like this. He's saying something, and you like, He's handling them, whipping that shit out of his mouth. Sometimes have his brain out, take his. Now you dealing with him, right? And now you like this. Look what I got. Just for his personal best. He's a 9-incher. He's this big. He got a stripe going down. He got this. You examining him. Now you make a choice. Throw him back in the water or take him somewhere else. You abduct him. Take him home. Yo. Then throw him in a frying pan and then fucking eat him. So it's like, we're worried about aliens. What they gonna do to? Look what we do this shit. So it's like, so people talk about abduction. That's what we're chilling, we're walking, and there's something that's bigger that we can't see that one day just be like, yo, come here, and wants to look at us. Throw us back. Or some of us don't make it back. Sometimes they find people in body parts all over the place. Think. Like there's so many realities and sub-realities and all this stuff. It's like, man, why do we even need a CERN, yo? We living in a macro and a micro and a micro and a macro and a micro and a micro and a micro and a macro and a macro all of the time. We constantly got these observations of this happening. We don't need to.
And what I'm saying is, the perception of those beings to a more simple intelligence.
Sure,
there's not a meaningful difference. So you're asking, you're like talking about what it is that these things actually are. And I guess what I'm talking about is how would a human being with my level of intelligence?
Yo, you see how I got them fish in that tank? That's how the movies be where the aliens get us. They have us in a tank, suspended in animation.
Bruh. And so your level of intelligence in 2026 understand what's going on.
Right, but from a biblical perspective, there's a very big difference between a demon and a hyper-intelligent being from somewhere else.
Why?
I mean, a demon or a hyper-intelligent, malicious...
If demons are real, if there really are dark forces in the universe, and they're disembodied dark forces, these things that exist, these...
Yes.
And then there's also powerful light forces in the universe. That they don't have to be mutually exclusive to the concept of hyper-intelligent other species.
Like, absolutely.
When you're looking at...
Time out. See, this is one of the problems where the context of religions play a part, because in Islam we don't say that God created angels and demons. They say that God created many different kind of beings. One of the beings was angels. One of the creations was jinn, and a jinn is not necessarily a demon. It's its own race. So there's good jinns and there's bad jinns. So what he's just trying to generalize is angels and then there's demons, and he's trying to say that an alien wouldn't fit the context of a demon because the demon has some kind of spiritual programming inside of him outside of an alien. No. Everything on this earth has been programmed with a spiritual connection to God. So there is no thing, not even alien, that's going to go outside of the context of what God is, period. That's why if you ever get scared or you ever go through anything, you got to go to your higher power, because he's the higher. Whatever you're standing in front of, he's higher than that.
An insanely vast universe.
I don't think they have to be, but I think that it is interesting to me that for most of human history, we would have understood supernatural, hyper-powerful, hyper-knowledgeable things as sort of celestial or celestial.
We would have thought of a cell phone as being sorcery. I mean, that doesn't
Maybe
mean it's sorcery. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just technology. That argument doesn't make any sense to me.
Well,
And this is not discounting the possibility of demons or discounting the possibility of angels.
Well, I guess I understand your point conceptually. I don't actually disagree with it. So I don't think we're saying something different. That, you know, metaphysically, there could be two separate things going on. There could be there could be extra Earth, outside of Earth, space aliens, and there could also be angels and demons. These could be two totally separate things. One could be true, not the other. I totally concede and agree with that point. I guess what I'm saying is,
sorry, y'all, I'm lost.
It's a distinction that is conceptually interesting to me.
I hear it again.
Outside of Earth, space aliens. Well, I guess I understand your point conceptually. I don't actually disagree with it. So I don't think we're saying something different. That, you know, metaphysically, there could be two separate things going on. There could be there could be extra Earth, outside of Earth, space aliens, and there could also be angels and demons. These could be two totally separate things. One could be true, not the other. I totally concede and agree with that point. I guess what I'm saying is, it's a distinction that is conceptually interesting things. One could be true, not the other. I totally concede and agree with that point. I guess what I'm saying is that, you know, metaphysically, there could be two separate things going on. There could be there could be extra Earth, outside of Earth, space aliens, and there could also be angels and demons. These could be two totally separate things. One could be true, not the other. I totally concede and agree with that point.
I got what he's saying. He's saying that this could be a matter of angels and demons, which is a possibility, or he's saying it can be just a matter of some things outside of Earth, outside of extra Earth. Like, Earth is a thing that we're in, and then Earth is the thing that we're on. The on part is the rest of the stuff that's going out there. So like the stuff that's going around the Earth is still dealing with the Earth, but not in the Earth, that comes in and out of the Earth's atmosphere. All right, could be talking about that. But what I'm trying to tell you is this: it's all from God. See, I'm trying to hear if they're trying to separate God from possibly the stuff aliens are saying, that aliens and things exist outside of God, which will make no sense. I'm trying to see if they're trying to cleverly find a way to make us think that all that's going on, that God's still not on top of it all. Like they're trying to say that God got to take the seat to this. That's what we're going to have to cut their heads off. God don't take no seat. God don't kneel. God chill. You don't do all of that.
I guess what I'm saying is, it's a distinction that is conceptually interesting to me, but if a space alien with like superhuman technology comes to the Earth and has malicious intent, I don't know how I'm supposed to tell the difference between that and a demon.
While Vance argues that a powerful non-human intelligence could have been understood historically as an angel or demon, Joe points out that extremely advanced technology could create many of the same impressions without being supernatural at all. That question comes up again with Dr. Diana Walsh-Pasulka, a professor of religious studies who has spent years examining both religious history and modern UFO experiences. Pasulka says Catholic theology already has an old category known as the preternatural for strange phenomena that do not fit neatly into ordinary natural explanations. And when she compares historical accounts with modern UFO reports, she says there are similarities involving beings that appear and disappear, unusual lights, telepathic communication, and experiences that seem to affect the mind. But she also makes an important distinction. Similarities do not prove that UFO encounters and demonic experiences are actually the same thing. Here's how she explains what she believes J.D. Vance was getting at.
I saw JD Vance on your show the other day. That was really interesting. He's, of course, I was interested in what he had to say. You kind of pushed back on what he was talking about in terms of calling. I don't want to use that word, the D word, right?
Demons?
Yeah.
Why don't you want to use that word?
Because I must take this opportunity now to say that I am speaking on your podcast as a private individual, and I don't represent my university talking about this, okay?
Sorry for that. But yo, sometimes, don't you get happy when you hear intelligent people start talking? And we hear somebody talking, and like, oh, start perking up, like, oh, this person sounds smart. Like,
So, I mean, seriously, look what happened to him. So he basically, was honest and said, yeah, I think that these are, demons. Well, that was the headline, Joe. But when you actually listen to what he had to say, it was more complicated.
Exactly.
And so I thought that he did a good job of talking about it with you. And if you want, we can talk about that, why he would think that. He is Catholic. I'm Catholic. I do history of Catholicism is part of what I do. By the way, I'm a professor of religious studies at university.
she letting Joe know, you're not going to bully me like you did. He showing him all her guns, like, oh, yo, by the way, I got some guns past your security. Yeah, try it with me, Joe.
Yeah, so I've been looking at that. I've been doing Catholic history my whole life. So I started looking into UFO experiences in 2012, and so lots of stuff is new. Okay.
I didn't think that he had a very satisfying explanation as to why he would say, "I think they are demons."
Yeah, I can fill that out. Okay, or fill that in. All right, so he's coming from the perspective of Catholic theology. So in Catholic theology, there are generally, if you're looking at anomalous phenomena, which they do, supernatural anomalous phenomena, a lot of weird stuff happens within the history of religions, okay? So they have categories for understanding this stuff. And the categories include three different categories, basically, three different types of things. Supernatural things, which they think can't be explained, and that they're like miracles. Someone terminally ill prays for a saint's intercession, and then they become healed, and doctors say, we can't figure that out. That's supernatural. That's a miracle from God. Okay, that's one category. The other category is the natural. So things that are within nature, we can explain them, everybody knows what a natural kind of event is, hurricanes and things like that. But there are events that cannot be explained but don't merit the supernatural category. And those events, by the way, there's a word for it, and they call it the preternatural. Okay, the preternatural. And this has been a category that Catholics have had since at least the medieval time period. And because they're trying to figure out, let's just talk about UFOs. If UFOs are here now, most likely they've been around for a long time. And so whatever Catholics were seeing in the medieval time period, they had categories for trying to understand it, just like we're trying to have too. And
good point. I don't know why we don't look at that more. Whatever we're going through now, we got to be very stupid to think that it just started happening. It's been happening for. They're writing about it in the Bible. They were seeing it in the Bible, like, yo, it's been going on forever, yo.
And so they say, the theologians at the time said, like Aquinas, Thomas Aquinas, he said, okay, the preternatural, these are events that happen, and
think about it. We just infuse family. I love when we together. We be discovering stuff. Listen, if they've been talking about it since the Bible, and it came all the way to here, and it's still here, it's just a part of life. It's not really a phenomenon. They're making us think that so they can have us walking around all wacky in their head. It's no different than not understanding all the species in the ocean. It's just a thing, man. It's been going on since the beginning of the time. They never stopped anything. Life went on. We got better from them being around. They here. It's just a part of life.
They're either angelic, like, good things like that, or demonic, which are fallen angels, or other things, because God has created other things other than, he's created the unseen and the seen, some things that we can't see. So in the preternatural, there happens to be experiences that people have with things that seem to be similar to what people talk about when they're talking about being abducted by UFOs, beings that appear and disappear, beings that can seemingly read your mind. So this would be the theological category that Catholics have called the preternatural. And I think that's what J.D. Vance was trying to get at.
But why would you call that a demon?
Okay, so this is a good question. And that's where I'm going to kind of like help push back on you, and then you can push back on me again. All right. So the fact is that we don't know. Okay, we don't know. So there's analogous experiences that people have. Now that I've been doing this since 2012, a long time, it is beyond a doubt that there's a pattern match between people who have these experiences and people who have demonic experiences. That's an analogy, but that doesn't prove that they're identical.
When you say pattern match, what do you mean?
Yeah, so I'm talking about what people actually experience. So when people have these experiences, what happens to them? They report things like things appearing and disappearing, luminous lights, lights showing up, aerial phenomena. They also report beings that can somehow read their minds. They also report that sometimes they feel like these beings put thoughts in their minds. These are all things that Catholics who know the history would say, wow, that sounds like this kind of situation. Does that mean it is that situation? There's no, we can't say that it is. And that's where your point is relevant. Your point is that, how do we know that they're demons? We don't know that they're demons.
Pasulka's point is not that every unexplained object or alien encounter should be called demonic. Instead, she argues that some modern reports resemble experiences.
I'm getting mad. Because he had to do the same thing I was explaining to you on, and I got to do it. He got to stop and talk.
That older religious traditions already had their own language for describing. That raises the possibility that the interpretation of these encounters may depend partly on the time period in which they happen. Someone centuries ago might have described a strange non-human intelligence as an angel, demon, or spirit. A person today, surrounded by ideas about space travel and extraterrestrial life, might interpret a similar experience as an alien encounter. Joe touches on that same idea while talking with Lucas Nelson.
He just took time and broke down his understanding of what she was saying, and I wasn't even getting that totally. I was getting that if you are a bad person, you're going to see bad things, or you're going to interpret these things that's happening around you in a bad way. And if you are a good person, then you're going to be able to interpret things around you in a good way. Now, I don't know if it ties directly into how I'm saying it, because it can be more on a level of this. It's just constant things around you, all right? And if you're on channel 1.00, you're going to be in tune with things that's on that broadcast frequency 1.00. And if you out here, you on frequency 730, then you're going to be in tune with things that's on frequency 730. And things on frequency 730, they just might be a little bit more scarier than things on 1.00. That's what I thought that she was saying. He took it and flipped it and bounced it because he's probably on 730.
When a discussion about how angels are depicted in religious imagery quickly turns into the possibility that angels, demons, and aliens could be different interpretations of the same unexplained phenomenon.
Oh, biblically accurate angel.
Ooh. Biblically accurate angel.
Have you seen what a biblically accurate angel?
Yeah, they look like aliens. Yeah, they look like geometric.
Explained phenomenon.
Oh, biblically accurate angel.
Ooh. Dear, while talking with Lucas Nelson. when a discussion about how angels are depicted in religious imagery quickly turns into the possibility that angels, demons, and aliens could be different interpretations of the same unexplained phenomenon.
Oh, biblically accurate angel.
Ooh. Biblically accurate angel.
Have you seen what a biblically accurate angel
looks they look like aliens.
Scary.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they look like geometric patterns.
Yeah.
I always wonder what the alien. Tucker Carlson's convinced that aliens and devils are that's what like angels and devils and aliens are all the same thing. He thinks that they're not visiting from somewhere else, that they've always been here, and that there's some sort of spiritual aspect to like the UFO encounter, UAP phenomenon.
Oh, I see. Yes. Well, there's a lot of interesting pictures that are, drawn on cave walls.
Oh, yeah.
And things like that.
Oh, we've gone over a shit ton of them.
Yeah.
And then also ancient religious art where it looks like people are in vehicles flying through the sky. I'm sure you've seen those
I've
too,
seen
right?
those too.
Yeah, like what is that? Like what are you trying to... There's no other stuff that you're in that thing that's fantastical. Everything else is like an accurate representation of life at that time, except for these people that are in these flying things in the sky. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
We just don't know, unfortunately.
When I looked at all of the credible UFO reports,
The Lucas Nelson conversation introduces another part of the theory. What if these beings are not necessarily arriving from another planet? That possibility would make the connection with older religious stories much more significant. Instead of extraterrestrials traveling across the universe and occasionally visiting Earth, some people believe the phenomenon could represent another form of intelligence that has been present here for a very long time. Joe explains this idea more directly in his conversation with Action Bronson. He says the theory is that ancient stories about angels, fallen angels, demons, and beings descending from the sky may have been attempts to describe the same kind of phenomenon people now associate with UFOs.
I was about to say Bubba Sparks.
According to the more extreme version of that theory, what appears to be an extraterrestrial could actually be an interdimensional or spiritual intelligence presenting itself in a form modern people are more likely to understand. Here's how Joe describes it.
Over the last few months, which is maybe not a good sign for the direction my life's going, but I've been talking to a lot of people over the last few months that think that aliens are angels and devils. And that's like when you're hearing about like all those stories in the Bible about fallen angels and devils, like these people think that they were referring to aliens
that fell from the sky.
No, it's just the term, the way they're phrasing it is like fallen angel, meaning like Satan, and that there's good angels and bad angels, there's demons and angels. What these people believe, and I don't necessarily agree with it, nor do I even understand it enough that I can argue against it, but they believe that all these stories are really referencing a spiritual force that's always here all the time and sometimes exists in the physical form. And it might be existing as these things that we keep looking for, like aliens and UFOs, and it might be doing that maybe even to comfort us, or maybe to be more plausible, or maybe to hide the true nature of what they are. So it will present as if it's from another planet, but really what it is some sort of interdimensional spiritual being that may or may not be evil. It might be good, it might be evil, and there might be a bunch of different kinds out there in the world. But that these stories from like the ancient Hindu texts, and Billy Carson talks a lot about that, and a bunch of other people talk about these different stories from these ancient texts that have people either interacting with sky people or someone coming from the sky and interacting with them. And they think that a lot of these things might be talking about the same thing, and that these aliens that people are encountering, there's some sort of an interdimensional being that is
Alright, Charlie, I know what it is, man. Look, I'm about to get into it. I'm about to do a couple more videos, y'all. So look, man, I'm about to wrap this one up, man. And before I leave, I wanted to add on the one thing that he was saying. And I thought about the way I'm gonna start throwing things. When I want to see these kind of videos, I'm gonna be quiet. And when I have thoughts, I'm gonna write them down on my little board. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna go through all of the things and stop interrupting so much. But it's a concept that's been translated because it's not written in no text. But somehow the translation is breaking down to that there's fallen angels, all right? And I want y'all to understand, or not even understand, but consider this concept, all right? You cannot look at God beings like a human being. Like, we're humans. We was given something that nobody else was given. And then every other being was given something that nobody else was given. That's what separates the classes of beings. Alright. The angelic class of beings was created to be angels. Period. They can't comprehend anything outside of God's command. That's why they say, I'm going to send the angel of death. I'm going to send the angel of life or the angel of message, because they're soldiers. Like, they're just there to do whatever God tells them to do. Period. You can't fall. The devil, like, you don't hear God say, I'm gonna send the devils to get you. No, he sends angels. The devil, he was born with a race of people like him that had the decision to do what they want to do. Some of them they can be good and they're bad. That's why you can't call them devils. Iblis, Shaitan, is the devil, but he's from a different race of beings. All right? So the word demon is the word that we made up to translate from a word that they read somewhere that was describing something else. That's all I wanted to say. On this video right here, the rest, like I said, man, I'm not really here to make up nobody's mind. I'm just trying to give y'all as much information as you can possibly get in these little bit of time we're going to spend, and make a decision for yourself, or make it not a decision at all. It just be entertaining. As long as you was entertained, try to do my job, man. Yo, look, man, shout out to the gang. Yeah, you already know what it is, man. Huge fan. Yo, we already up in here. We going up, man. I hope everybody out there stay love. Stay love. Yeah, that shit just stay on my mouth. That was from God. Alright. Everybody stay love. Stay alert. Stay woke. Stay love. Stay alert. Stay woke. Stay safe. And stay infused, yo. It's your boy, Mr. Infused. Another one, man. I love y'all, man. Holla back.